Welcome back to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with San Diego businesses and the key people that are working hard to make a difference in our community. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewsandtalk.com. Okay, we're back, and we have the pleasure and the honor, I should say the honor, of having Mike Neal from Neal, Dymott, Frank, McFall, and Trexler law firm. But welcome, Mike.
Well, thank you.
Okay, and before we get started, I think I would rather get a little bit more about your background before you got into the private practice field.
Well, let me just start. I'm a native San Diego myself. Went to Mission Beach Elementary, and
Wow.
pretty close by where the sidebar location is that Eric was talking about. And I went to Hoover High School.
Wow.
Graduated from San Diego State. Went to Berkeley Law School because of all the anti-war stuff that was going on up there. I'd like to use another term, but I'll just use stuff. I went over and joined the Marine Corps in my last year of law school with a proviso that I could finish my last year of law school and go in the Marine Corps as an infantry officer. Served in Vietnam at about the same time Urban did, and I feel very honored to be sitting next to Urban, a fellow Vietnam veteran.
Well, I think the honor is ours, not yours.
Yeah.
So for
And,
both of you.
Came home. I was lucky enough to be stationed at MCRD. I was still a bachelor, and I went out and joined a partner by the name of Bill McAdam, who's just retired as a judge, and he was also an infantry officer in the Marine Corps. And we practiced law for 2.5 years, and then I joined my present law firm.
Well, so background in Vietnam, and actually you probably were in more than one war, weren't you?
Well, I was called back to active duty. I stayed in the Marine Corps Reserves, and eventually, through the process, I was promoted to Brigadier General, and I was called back to active duty to command Camp Pendleton during the first Persian Gulf War. So I was up there for 90-91, and so I was part of that war, but I did not go over there at all. All we did was support them.
Well, our hats off to you for your service. So now, how long have you been in private practice?
40+ years right
Wow.
now. I'd have to sit down with a pencil and paper and add that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we won't put that to task. But so, tell us a little bit about your practice. What do you do, and who do you work with? Who do you defend? Who do you tell us a little bit more?
Well, the practice is varied. It's easier to tell you some things we don't do. We don't do criminal work, and we don't do divorce work.
Okay.
We represent a lot of businesses, insurance companies. We represent bars and restaurants. Some of our more well-known clients would be such as Boston Scientific, Nokia, Stu Seagal Productions locally. We represented a lot of doctors, hospitals here locally, police departments, you name it. It's a varied practice. We also have partners that do estates and trusts and business work.
How many attorneys do you have at Neal Dymott?
30+. I'd have to have a
Wow.
morning formation to count them right up, but 30+.
So
I
you're
hope
the only one-
I hope you make them salute you when you do that.
No, we don't. We just make them shine their shoes and keep their hair cut.
I somehow I couldn't see a bunch of attorneys coming in for muster in the morning, but
Yeah.
so you work in you have offices in San Diego, Temecula, and Rancho Mirage. Is that what I understand?
Yes, and well, the Palm Desert area, it's the Coachella Valley, as I've come to call it, because everything is so, you don't know if you've gone from Rancho Mirage to Palm Desert or whatever, but our office is over
True.
there serving that community, yes.
Good. And so it's all civil litigation. You don't do divorce. You don't do. Well, you said you do some estate work too, right?
Yes, estates and trusts. I have a partner that does that, and I have a partner that is involved with business formations, et cetera, and problems in that area.
In the civil work, are you mainly defense, plaintiffs, or both?
Mainly defense, yes. Every once in a while, we'll get a meritorious case on the plaintiff's side. I did represent the family in the Coast Guard case where the young boy, 8-year-old boy, was killed by the Coast Guard boat.
Yeah.
It's a very tragic accident.
That was.
Wonderful family. So in a selected meritorious case, we will take a plaintiff's case.
Well, Well, all I can tell you is I'm glad I'm on this side of the table with you and not facing you in the court of law. So,
Ain't that the truth?
So you have
Or on the battlefield either. We wouldn't want to be facing them on the battlefield.
That's true. So you have some distinguished, let's call them statistics. You have tried more suits than anyone in town. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I don't want to overplay this, but I believe for an attorney who's still practicing law here, I've tried more jury verdicts trials than any other active lawyer in town. If not, I wish one of my brethren would come up and tell me that I'm wrong, but I think I'm right on that. I've tried over 140 jury trials to verdict.
Wow.
Wow.
So you don't like to settle out of court. You like to take your.
No, that's not true. I think many times the benefit of the client to resolve the case if you can in a reasonable fashion. There's many different ways to do it. You go to mediation, you have arbitration. But we have a very fair jury system here in San Diego and good jurors. And it's not like downtown LA or San Francisco. Our jurors don't go crazy.
Well, fortunately, we don't stretch to LA here today. So
Yeah.
anyway, you're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KFSD AM 1450 and financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-hosts, Andrea Kay, Urban Miaris, and our guest, Mike Neal. So.
You've seen there, and I've seen. I used to have the law firms as part of my sales territory back in the day. So many changes in the legal community in San Diego. Big firms have closed up or been taken over, and but you guys have remained one of the top firms in San Diego. You stayed consistent. Why do you think that is?
Well, it's interesting you ask that question. This is our 50th year anniversary. And I think I had a partner, John Rhodes, and another partner, Harrison Hall, who both went on to become judges and are departed now. Leadership starts at the top, and I have always tried to teach our lawyers that we function as a team, and I insist they function as a team. And I think you don't have prima donnas, you don't have lawyers that are trying to sell themselves without selling the firm. In other words, you function as a team, just like you hear this NFL talk, the Seahawks and the Broncos. It's all about the team. Well, in my opinion, that's what makes a law firm great. It's all about the team.
Yeah, that falls true in any business, but my suspicion is in the field of law, it probably falls apart a little bit quicker.
It's a little tougher sometimes with lawyers because there's a lot of,
Ego.
A lot of ego there, and you just have to bring somebody into your office and just close the door and have a little talk, and then everything's fine.
Yeah. How much do you think your military background and all the years of service and your leadership there, how much do you think that has translated over to your success?
Immensely. It gives you a deep sense of responsibility. Leadership is key, and you got to inspire people, even well-educated people, whether or not they're engineers or they've been in the restaurant business for a long time. You still need to inspire people and give them direction and set the example, too, above all.
Right.
Yeah, I find it interesting because, I think about my days in the military and, trying to, the type of motivation used in the military versus the type of motivation used in a law firm. That just doesn't seem like that would work the same way. So, but you seem to have pulled it off.
Well, you don't always have to rule with an iron fist. You just, like I say, you can talk to somebody and you instill in them the aspirations and the same values that you have. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, and there's another law firm where they can go work. But those lawyers that have remained in our firm and are my partners are those who have passed the test.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd like to just jump in a different area. People don't realize how much the law firms and especially attorneys individually give back to the community. Mm-hmm. Firms take on projects that benefit the community and those who live here, as well as individual attorneys do. What does the practice do, and what do you do? And I know you're involved with the Marine Corps, so needless to say.
Well, we try and stay active with helping veterans groups, and I want to laud you, Urban, for what you do. Obviously, that's a big point of our effort. We've helped with the Diabetes Foundation, also Huntington's disease, two diseases that our firm has become interested in because of members of our firm that have been afflicted by that. It's countless. I don't know how I can tell you how many times we've just helped people out to call in. I don't charge somebody because he has an issue or a problem. You're right. Law firms give back in many, many different ways, and our firm isn't the only one that does that.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think a lot of lawyers are the butt of some really funny jokes, but also some myths. That they're not good-hearted people. There's a lot of people right now saying that it's not a good time for kids to go to law school and to be lawyers, that there's not enough work out there. What would you say to someone who's in undergraduate who's thinking about maybe a career in law?
I would agree with that. I just have to say this, that there's a glut of lawyers out there. There's just not enough work. Give it a rest. Things run in cycles. It's just not the right time right now to do that. Maybe in 3 or 4 years by the time they graduate. But it's also a different world of practicing than the world that I grew up in. And there's a mentality among too many lawyers graduating from law school that they just want to make money and they don't want to participate into the community and give back to it. So if they have that attitude, they want to give back to the community and they really want to help other people. That's what we do in the practice of law, in my opinion. We help other people. Then go ahead and go to law school and chase your dream. But if you're on the cusp, I wouldn't go. Become an engineer, go in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
But if you
Join
have
the
that,
military.
Yeah, but if you have that JD, they make wonderful CEOs and executive directors too.
That they do.
Oh.
Yeah. So I understand you're writing a book?
I am writing a book. It's about my Vietnam experience.
Well,
I have to talk. Here's my issue, and I don't know if Urban agrees with me on this or not. Too many books are written about the Vietnam War, the Korean War, World War II, and it makes the Marines and soldiers sound like choir boys. We Marines were not choir boys. And I was a bachelor when I was in Vietnam, and we did a lot of things. But I'm just telling the whole story. Mm-hmm. And I will attempt to protect the innocent wherever possible. But it's not just about war. There were many other things that happened in war. That I think, as Urban will agree with me, war is 90% boredom and 10% mass hysteria.
Yeah.
yeah.
And it only lasts for about 15 seconds sometimes.
Interesting.
Yeah, and I don't think there's been enough books and enough movies that have told more about the personal element with the Marines and about the times, the 90% and what goes on during the 90%.
Well, I want to
so
talk
we look
about.
to hearing it.
I want to talk about a lot of the Marines I served with, the young men. It was a very unpopular war, and they still went and did their duty, and they were true patriots, and they came back to a country that did not welcome them back nor receive them well.
Yeah. Hey, well, we are running short on time here. Mike, tell everybody how they can get a hold of you if they're interested in talking to your firm.
Well, the website is Neil Dymott, and Dymott spelled DYMOTT.com, or they can Google me, Michael I. Neil, Neil, and we're in the phone book, just like anybody else too.
Great.
Well, thanks for
Great.
being here. It's an honor.
Yep. Thanks for being here. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego businesses and people that are working to make a difference in our community. This is financialnewsandtalk.com. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, and I want to thank our guests, Eric Lingenfelder from the Verant Group, Randy Coopersmith from Latitude 33, and Mike Neal from Neil Dymott, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not going to go through all the names. So anyway, we appreciate you listening. We will see you next week.
Have a great week, everybody.